Morning. So really quick search tips for you because I know you're still looking for sources this week so you can get that annotated bib turned in on Sunday. I have graded your discussion posts and I really appreciated how several of you really used what Baggy talked about in chapter 6 to kind of help you understand the different types of sources that we have. I did see some like recurring themes that I want to just check in with you and maybe peel the curtain back a little bit more and explain why things kind of work differently. So most of you have a good handle on discovery searches, and our Tiger Prowl is our discovery search that we use. We get that through a company called EBSCO. So you'll notice when you're using an EBSCO database, which Academic Search Complete, Business Source Complete, any of the ones that end in complete are usually an EBSCO product. And so all that means is they all look the same. And so what's nice about that for a user is that you don't have to learn a new interface, because you guys that use things like Academic Search Complete and then you use JSTOR or you use Credo maybe, what you'll notice is the skills are the same, but they all look different. So the platform that you're using, the interface, the way that it looks on your screen is going to be different. What's nice is truly your skills that you have for searching Tiger Prowl should translate to using other, they all have little quirks and nuances about them that you have to get used to. I actually don't love it when a database comes out and says, hey, we have a new interface, because I just know for you guys it's a pain to have to learn something new. And what's usually intuitive for me, because of how long I've been doing this, I get that it's tougher for users at first. So I wanted to point out that I've made recommendations in your discussion posts about, hey, I think this is a good database that you pointed out, or hey, you may try this one, maybe you didn't see it. It can get overwhelming. So I wanted to pull up real quick and just kind of, for some of you found this, and our website admittedly has changed. We're always doing user studies and trying to think about what's the best way to put this information on there. So if you have suggestions about or just feedback about navigating our website, super helpful to us, and we're always glad to hear that. We really do want, I know it may not feel like it, but we want to make it accessible to you. So there's 2 ways on our website right now that you can get to our list of databases. So again, Tiger Prowl, it helps if I would share my screen. So Tiger Prowl searches everything nearly. It's not currently searching the online catalog. So the only place you can find our print books, streaming videos, and then some of our ebooks are through Tiger Cat, which is our online catalog. We are moving away from calling it Tiger Cat because we think it's kind of dorky. And so we're mostly just calling it online catalog. It's right here under books and more. You can also, so we've kind of made this other menu over here that's like a quick resource menu. So if you click find sources, it's going to open that up and you can have a link to Tiger Prowl. You have a link to the online catalog. You have a link to our A to Z databases. And then if you wanted to search for a journal by name, so if I wanted, for you medical folks, if I wanted to look up something that was published in the Lancet, then if I know the name of the journal, I can go search it in that publication finder. But for right now, so I'm not going to go into Tiger Prowl because I think you've seen that before. I'll come back to, well, no, let's go ahead. Let me show you the online catalog and let me just explain. So most of you were able to find this and use this week. And there may be some really good stuff for you. Number one, let me explain where books fit into the process, because I know you're thinking, hey, I got to write a 3-minute presentation about this. I'm not reading a whole book on the subject. And I totally get it, feel it, know it. Yes. Where books are helpful in academic research is when you are starting out with the topic and you don't have a good foundation. Even if you find an article, it can be really hard to understand what they're talking about, because they are not talking necessarily to you as the beginner researcher. They are talking about to their peers about information that they're assuming that we already know. So a book can be helpful to get us some background information. It can also be helpful to kind of get us an overview. In most cases, you're not going to read the whole book for your research, whatever research you're doing. Probably their chapters are going to be accessible for you, or you can kind of skim and see if there are different sections that apply to you. So here's what's different about and why you have to be a better searcher to find good results in TigerCat. Number one, it's searching, probably about 400,000 records, information records. In here, we've got about 90,000 print books, probably about 300,000 ebook kind of records, and then maybe like 100,000 films on demand or documentary kind of records. So it's a smaller pool, so obviously you're not going to get as much. Now I'm going to pick on, we'll pick on LaShonda's topic here. So let's look up, I'm going to type in banking. Now here's what's different. When it searches in a database, most of the time it searches the full text of the article for your word. So it looks in the title, it looks in the subject, it looks in the abstract, it looks in the author, unless we tell it somewhere specific. It looks everywhere for that when we pick words or phrase. When we look in a catalog, it's only searching the metadata that the librarian who cataloged this put in. So if I looked at, let's just pick a resource here. Now here's the deal. We got a lot of different topics showing up in here. It's just looking for the word banking. It's not going to be slick enough to figure out what I mean. It's just going to look for that. So let's go into, I don't know, we'll just pick one. Okay, so before I even click on this, I can see the title. It's going to search in the title. I can see the author. I can see the call number if it was on the shelf. This particular one is an ebook central and it says URL under it. So that means that I can click on that and it's going to open as an ebook. If I click on this though, I want to show you where it's pulling from. So when it searches, when you type in word or phrase, it is searching. This is the metadata. This is the thing that a person, a librarian, when we added this to the catalog, we entered all of this information. So we said, here's the title, here's the author. You'll notice the word banking only shows up right here in this subject term. So we didn't say you have to look in one place. We said you can look anywhere. And so that's what happened there. Now, what's kind of cool, if I click on banks and banking, it will go look for other sources that have that as a subject term. And so we know that even if they don't have the word banking in them somewhere, that these are the books that are on banks and banking. And so that might be an option there. There's also an advanced search in here. So the main difference, back to what I was saying, the main difference that you're seeing there is you're getting fewer results and you have to be a better searcher because it is not looking in the full text for your word. And so it's only going to show up if it's in the subject terms or if it's in a searchable field like the title, the author. Sometimes we enter the table of contents. So if there was a phrase in the table of contents that matched your word, it'll show up. And so this is where that knowledge and strategy about searching has to be pretty good to search in a catalog, whereas a discovery tool, users love it because it looks everywhere, but it's not, a lot of times it's harder to get to relevant results. So there are disadvantages and advantages about either one, depending on what you're looking for. So that's how that one works there. I'm going to make a separate video to talk about our databases, and I'll tune back in and talk to you about that in a separate one. Happy searching. Have a good day.